Picture a small town. Lush green fields, friendly smiles, children playing freely. This was Lucy's world, a world soon to be shattered. It was a Thursday morning when the news spread like wildfire. A young girl found dead. Panic replaced peace. Fear gripped the hearts of every parent. The victim was Lucy McHugh, a bright, bubbly 13-year-old. Last seen Wednesday in her school uniform, now she was gone, discovered at the edge of a wooded area, a place once filled with laughter, now a crime scene. The community was in shock. How could this happen here? The police descended upon the town. Every lead a potential clue, every neighbor a possible witness. The investigation was underway. The hunt for Lucy's killer had begun. The idyllic peace of the town was no more, replaced by a chilling question: who could have done this? The once familiar streets now echoed with fear. The friendly faces now held a hint of suspicion. The idyllic town had been robbed of its innocence, and everyone was left wondering who was responsible for stealing the life of young Lucy McHugh. The investigation began immediately. Detectives swarmed the crime scene, looking for any trace of evidence. The smallest detail could be crucial. The pressure mounted to find Lucy's killer. Time was of the essence. Days turned into sleepless nights. The investigation team worked tirelessly, following every lead, every hunch. The community held its breath, waiting, hoping for answers. The pressure was on. Then, a breakthrough. CCTV footage revealed a shadowy figure, walking near the area where Lucy was found. Could this be the key to solving the case? The image, grainy and unclear. But it was a lead, a flicker of hope in the darkness. The police released the footage to the public, pleading for anyone with information to come forward. The town was on edge. Whispers turned into accusations. Fear and suspicion clouded the judgment of many. Everyone was a suspect, the truth hidden in plain sight. The investigation intensified. The police followed every lead, each one ending in a dead end. Frustration grew. The killer was still out there. The community lived in fear. Parents were afraid to let their children out of sight. The once vibrant town was now shrouded in suspicion. Neighbors questioned neighbors. Friends turned on each other. The fear was palpable. The search for Lucy's killer had divided the community. Days turned into weeks. The investigation dragged on. The lack of answers fueled the fear. Was the killer one of them, living among them? The thought sent chills down their spines. The community was trapped in a nightmare. The people yearned for justice. They yearned for answers. They yearned for the truth. But the truth remained elusive, hidden in the shadows of their once peaceful town. The question on everyone's mind remained, who killed Lucy McHugh? A shocking discovery rocked the investigation. The DNA evidence pointed to someone close to home, someone Lucy trusted, someone who had betrayed that trust in the most horrific way. The news spread like wildfire. The man was Nicholson, a man who had been welcomed into Lucy's home, a man who had acted as a family friend. He was arrested and charged with Lucy's murder. The community was stunned. The betrayal cut deep. How could someone they knew be capable of such a horrific act? Anger and disbelief swept through the town. The friendly face of their community had been a mask, hiding a dark and sinister secret. The arrest of Nicholson was a major breakthrough in the case, but it didn't bring Lucy back. It didn't erase the pain and suffering. It didn't answer all the questions. The trial was still to come, and with it, the hope that justice would be served. Section 5. Justice for Lucy, the trial. The trial of Nicholson was a media frenzy. The courtroom was packed with reporters, family and friends of Lucy. Everyone wanted to hear the truth, to see justice served for the young girl whose life was tragically cut short. The prosecution presented a compelling case, detailing the events leading up to Lucy's murder. They painted a picture of a man who had abused his position of trust, a man capable of unspeakable cruelty. Nicholson maintained his innocence throughout the trial, but the evidence against him was overwhelming. The jury listened intently to weeks of testimony, weighing the evidence, considering the arguments. The tension in the courtroom was palpable. After days of deliberation, the jury reached a verdict: guilty. Nicholson was found guilty of the murder of Lucy McHugh. A collective gasp filled the courtroom. Justice had been served. Section 6. Scars on the Soul, the Aftermath. The guilty verdict brought a sense of relief, but it couldn't erase the pain. Lucy was gone, her future stolen, Her absence left a void in the hearts of those who loved her. The community was left grappling with the aftermath. The idyllic town was forever changed. The sense of safety and security shattered. Parents held their children a little tighter. The fear, though lessened, still lingered, a constant reminder of the tragedy. The trial had ended, but the healing had just begun. The community had to find a way to move forward, to honor Lucy's memory, to learn from the tragedy, and to protect their children. Support groups were formed. Counseling services were offered. The community came together to support one another, to share their grief, their anger, their fear. They were determined to emerge from the darkness, stronger, more united. Lucy's murder was a wake-up call. It forced the community to confront uncomfortable truths about the vulnerability of children, about the predators that walk among us, and about the need for vigilance and awareness. In the wake of the tragedy, the town implemented new safety measures, increased police patrols, improved street lighting, neighborhood watch programs. They were determined to create a safer environment for their children. Schools implemented educational programs, teaching children about personal safety, empowering them to recognize and report suspicious behavior. The community was determined to learn from the tragedy. The tragedy of Lucy McHugh served as a stark reminder that even in the most peaceful of places, danger can lurk. It highlighted the need for constant vigilance, for open communication between parents and children, and for a community united in its commitment to safety. Though Lucy was gone, her memory lived on. The community refused to let her be forgotten. They honored her life through acts of kindness, remembrance, and a commitment to creating a safer world for children. A memorial garden was created in Lucy's honor, a place where people could go to remember her, to reflect, and to find solace. The garden, a symbol of hope and resilience, a testament to the community's determination to find light in the darkness. Lucy's story resonated far beyond the confines of her town. It sparked a nationwide conversation about child safety, online safety, and the importance of community vigilance. Her story became a catalyst for change. The community's efforts to honor Lucy's memory extended beyond remembrance. They organized fundraising events to support organizations dedicated to child protection and online safety. They channeled their grief into action, determined to make a difference. While the trial of Stephen Nicholson brought a sense of justice, it didn't answer all the questions. The investigation into the circumstances surrounding Lucy's murder continued. The police remained dedicated to uncovering the full truth. New leads were investigated. Witnesses were re-interviewed. Every piece of evidence was re-examined. The pursuit of justice was relentless. The police were determined to leave no stone unturned. The community, too, continued to seek answers. They shared information, reported suspicions, and supported the ongoing investigation. They refused to let the case grow cold. They owed it to Lucy to find out what truly happened. The pursuit of truth was a long and arduous journey, but it was a journey they were committed to taking. For Lucy, for their community, and for the cause of justice. They would not rest until the full truth was revealed. The murder of Lucy McHugh left an indelible mark on the town. It was a tragedy that shook the community to its core, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface. The town had changed. It was no longer the idyllic haven it once was. But amidst the grief and the loss, there was also a newfound strength, a resilience born out of tragedy. The community had come together. They had supported one another through the darkest of times. They had honored Lucy's memory, and they had emerged from the darkness, forever changed, but forever united. The story of Lucy McHugh was a tragic one, but it was also a story of resilience, of community, and of the enduring power of hope. It was a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable darkness, the human spirit can endure.